Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. It is that time again. It is time to play catch up on the CCT hashtag CCT52 challenge for 2024. Now, in case you don't know, that is a challenge that has been created by Caroline's Craft Tree. That's where the CCT comes in. And it does run for 52 weeks. In the past, I've been sort of, working on my own because, of course, it takes time to figure out the prompts, to gather the materials, to do all of that. And so it's been more like a reveal video. I am playing catch up. I do have a few weeks to show you, and I will also do one with you just because we haven't done that for a while, and because, excuse me, I think sometimes there's value in understanding somebody else's process. So, I hope that the last one I showed you was week 9. So, in case you haven't seen any of these before, I do have an oversized die. These are all the prompts. The mixed media prompts are in here somewhere in their own little clip. And the instruction sheet sort of determines, number one, what a person is going to do and and how many prompts you need to pick. So I was lucky in that I got a couple of wild cards and got to choose myself. So for week 10, I threw a 6, so I picked a cluster, and my prompts were graph paper, index card, safety pin, and spring theme item. So, after I grabbed an index card, this was the one I worked on first. After I grabbed an index card and ripped it in half, I thought, well, what am I going to, save and store the other half? I might as well do 2. Graph paper, I have a couple. There's this 1/4-inch grid, and then there's this really fine little green one. And green, of course, was a great color to use with a spring theme. So in each case, my next step was to use napkin. So this, of course, tulip just yells, screams, spring, as does a butterfly. That came off a different napkin. So for this one, I added a bit of a fabric scrap here with ivy on it, which is, another green element, and a label. And this, of course, will get glued down to a page. On this one, I covered the entire paper thing with a section of this napkin that had all these teeny tiny images, little birds, little flowers, little bunny, little, what is that, a little yard, butterfly nest, and so on. And it kind of, then I thought, okay, what next? So I found another fabric strip that kind of had, spring-like colors, pastel colors, floral. I can't remember whose digital this was, but it says the word spring on it. And then I used an oversized safety pin because, why not? So I'll have to find a place in my journal, for, whoa, I've got a little avalanche happening. So this is, and I've showed this several times. This is just a ring-bound address book from back in the day. At some point, I will yes, I will decorate the cover. So let's just, well, I don't know where these clusters will go, but so I'll just put that aside. Oh, I wonder if I did show you this. This was week 9. And the prompt, whatever page is, I had to do a page, And my picks were ballerina, toy, playing card, crossword puzzle, and something pink. So in case I didn't say that or show you this, that's that one. Now, for week 11, it was a wild card again, so I did a paper clip. I did something, only 2 prompts, something with wheels and a building. So I looked through a Richard Scarry book. There's a stroller with wheels going past a post office. Woohoo! Done. You should be grateful that I didn't try to show you how to do a hidden paper clip on video. I'm mortified at how of many failed attempts and how hard that was for me to figure out. So I am going to, now that I've, it's fresh in my mind, I will do a short video just on that because, yeah, I don't know if that's just my issue. Well, for the heck of it, let's just clip this on here. That's not its final resting place, I'm sure. And we can even slip these things under there, or at least maybe one of them. Maybe both of them. Just to get them out of the way. I don't know if that's going to stay there. Okay, so that was week 11. Did I do... Okay, This was week 12. So, again, I had a wild card, so I picked flip out. And my prompts were basket, arrow, and something torn. So again, because I was looking through my kids' books, I found this, and that would be like a bushel basket. I tore around it, and I tore around a backing paper. I see I could use a little reinforcement here. I just used a glue stick. And you'll notice that I tore towards myself, and that's why I've got the white edge exposed. Quite often I like to do that. I see this thing is lifting. Now I hinged it using, do I still have it here someplace? Oh no, I put it away. But essentially it's this kind of stuff on a roll. So it wasn't sticky, but I thought the green kind of went with the hedge and the whole thingamajig. And then for arrows, and of course, I have arrows, I'm sure, probably in digital form and in sticker form. But, where do you start looking for something like that when you need it? So this was part of a roll, sort of a 2-part thing, and I'll show you what that looks like. No, I don't know if I hold it still, maybe you can see. Whoops. So the part that I stuck down is kind of the negative space, and what is left were these little teeny tiny arrowheads. Now I didn't even attempt to add any glue to the back of them. They were so hard to handle because they're so tiny and they're kind of sticky, and you don't want to lose the stickiness off them. So wherever they landed, that's where they landed. So that was week 12. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Now, the one I want to do with you, and I've done some prep work. Whoopsie, I've got a little problem here. Okay, so again, I got a wild card. Where are my prompts? I got a wild card, so I chose to do a page because I haven't done a page. So I thought I had another one. Maybe not. Okay, paper towel, fairy, magazine, bottle or jar. Oh, there is one more. Oh, something round. So these are the size of my pages. I've pre-gessoed many of them just to make life easier. So I'll show you kind of some of the options I have. Now, this has been kicking around. I don't even know how I did this. If it was paint or was it like avocado, you know, spray kind of stuff. And of course, it's a pretty good paper towel, so it's 2-ply. And I didn't really want to go ahead with this till you guys were here. So, and what I kind of like is that it's got that pinky orangey combo, which I really love. Maybe I will sort of use this quadrant here. I don't know if that's the right size or not, but that gives me some background. Okay, so obviously I want to include this element somehow. I'll probably tear around it so I've got the bulk of that. So that is my paper towel. Then I thought, well, I could use a doily. That's essentially a circle. So that would be my something round. Now, I just did a recent video, which you will not have seen yet, I don't think, on gutting a Daphne's Diary magazine. So you know that she has a lot of beautiful watercolor images. So I just went back through those pages. I found that. I hope am I still good here? Yeah, I found this, and I fussy cut around these things, which are jars of candy. Now, there were 2 more, but I didn't want to ruin this, whatever was on the other side. So one of these things will get used. So that's my bottle or jar. And fairy. Now, I probably showed you this before. I have this book, The Forest Fairies and Fungi Sticker Anthology. So somewhere towards the back are the fairies. So I look, oh, I didn't realize there were fairies here. Are there fairies in other sections? Anyway, I've made my select, or I've narrowed it down to 2 choices, so I shouldn't waste time looking. Okay, so here's where the fairy starts. So I kind of like this one, but I didn't think it was big enough to hold the page. And of course, I do intend to do a fairy journal because goodness knows I have a lot of fairy stuff. So anyway, here are some of the things, some of the other options that there were. So anyway, that's the book. And there is another one called The Botanist Sticker Book, and that's pretty well all foliage type thing. Okay, so one of the ones and I do fussy cut around them just because I don't like all that white. So this was an option, as was this. Still don't know. Like, I was kind of leaning towards this one because I don't know. It's not a favorite. Is that a good enough reason? Because it's big, so it does become a focal point. The colors are not the greatest here. However, if I use this bottle, it kind of seems to make a bit more sense because those dark colors are sort of reflected in her hair and her dress. Oh, another prompt here was magazines. So obviously these things came out of Daphne's Diary, so that satisfies that. And of course, the other one was fairy. Now, you'll notice, not the greatest, I see, that I use this Fiskars sort of detail knife to get into some of those nooks and crannies rather than have a big white blob of whiteness. This is kind of annoying me here, this little thing. So I did that ahead of time because that would have been painstaking for you to watch. So there's that as an option. And then there's this. Now this baby fairy and these flowers here, of course, match a lot better. I guess maybe I almost prefer this one because it is a contrasting shape. Those square corners are a contrast to the round. Now I haven't figured out where I would put these. I suppose that could be all right. You know what? I think that, well, let me try this with it and see how that looks. Maybe that is better. Okay, let's first tear this down a bit, get rid of these squared off edges, lay this thing down, and we will have a better idea of how big a focal point, or how I need to stretch out, space out those elements so that they look. Now, for now, I'm going to leave the bottom straight because I have to be cognizant of those holes. Because if I lay this on top, maybe a repetition of, I could have brought a bigger doily, I suppose, because it almost seems as though this doily isn't quite big enough to carry the day. And I deliberately picked one of these open, airy ones. I wonder if I have two here. Open, airy ones because they're hard to glue down. Oh, yeah. And this way other elements will help hold it in place. This doesn't quite seem like enough, does it? Oh, something round. Okay. Now, the other thing that I was doing the other day, I was punching out these paint chip colors. They all have a word on them. I could, I suppose, add some of these for something else that's round. Or if I put them underneath, then the words will be, then the color names will be more obscured. Now, I do have other colors as well, but we don't want to introduce any blues. I guess the green is a possible, no orange. None of these yellows or greens. That's too, now mind you, that kind of goes with that bottle. Too purple. No, 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 no. Okay, this seems to be lost against that napkin. So let us I could sort of tuck that underneath the paper towel. That covers up the, which of these is best? Maybe the pistachio. Oh, how about green with envy? Yeah, and I guess I shouldn't worry that much about the actual words. I mean, I could put something over them if necessary. I'm not sure, my lovelies. Well, this looks like this is starting to look like wheels here on my little toy car. So maybe this needs to... And I have to kind of figure this out before I start gluing, because some of them, it's kind of nice when there's that difference in color. Some of them need to be under the paper towel. I could live with that. Okay, so these three are on top. That guy is underneath. Let's remove this. That guy is underneath. Something to glue on. Anyway, I plunged right into the video today without saying howdy and welcome and thanks for being here and hope you're well and all those typical greetings. Now, so I hope all of that is true for you today. Just going to rip a bit more of this off because I'm kind of close to those holes. Hey, you don't know, but I threw that straight in the garbage. I did not save that little shred. Now you can mail my meritorious certificate in to my address. Okay, what did you people think about that square corner? I think I need to soften it. Okay, close to the bottom, 1/2 inch from the edge. If I glue those circles down, then I don't have to worry so much. Close to the bottom, 1/2 inch in. And this 5/8 of an inch and 1.5 inches. Because, you know, we're splitting atoms here today. We don't want to be out an 1/8 of an inch. That's upside down. Not that the words will probably be showing, but... Okay. Cover this up for the time being. Let's see what I think about this. I think I'm going to just rip a bit of this off. Okay, so I hope that you are well. I hope that you're taking part in this challenge. You know, part of me thinks, oh my God, this is so... Sorry, Caroline, I shouldn't be saying this because it might scare some people off. Part of me thinks, oh, this is kind of labor intensive. You know, by the time you in my case, I actually do the die thing. I hope this should be tough enough to take the glue. But however long it takes, I find it's so worth it. And of course, fewer prompts, fewer looking around, fewer options. And I guess the jury is still out on whether or not I overthink it. I would hope not, because that's not That's not a good thing to do in life or in crafting. Whoopsie. I hope I got enough there to get good adhesion. So, but I have to say, I take it as, you know, it's like a discovered the cure for cancer or something. I take an inordinate amount of pleasure in, you know, taking the challenge as it comes, not throwing the things back in, hoping for a better or easier option. So it's just, I'm so pleased with myself, which maybe is a sign of immaturity. Could it be? Anyway, I really, whoa, kind of did a little tear there, or worsened the tear. I really wish you guys would do this because it is so darn satisfying. Okay, if I have a little lifting here and there, I don't care because that adds to the dimension. Now my big problem will be this. Now I should have paid it. Okay, did you guys pay attention? Were some of these circles underneath the doily? I think so, because didn't I say that it was covering up the name of the paint chip? Okay, and I had down here, I think I had let's just do a little bit of a dry fit and see what's what. And now that I think about it, I think having the names show is actually a bit of a plus, even though that says punch. How about envy? I could do that. There is something a bit appealing about those words kind of snaking down the side of the page. Now this one is not visible, but that's okay. Okay, so the only one we have under, let's keep the order, is the garnet. So, yes, I am I try to pre-tape anyway, just to know that I am free to play hooky some days if I want to. But I've been away so far. Okay, what day is it? I think it's March 15th today. I've been away a little bit, and more days away to come. And, excuse me. So that's just going to catch the edge of that. Okay, I'm going to add, you know, the little hands that cover my bottles now are so cute, so I'm determined to make them work. But I must say, the little nozzle on this art glitter glue does seem to get clogged up a bit at the start of the day or after an absence. I do have to poke at it with the little needle. Maybe I'm just going to do these thicker parts first and then just add more if I find I need it. Again, not the end of the world if something is rising up because it just adds to the dimension. I'm just going to tack it down here and there, not doing any of those little cross pieces. That will get held down. Actually, most of this will get held down. Anyway, I was saying I was taping ahead, especially this month, because if you've been watching for a while, you know that I'm going on a little junket, and I don't know if there's any other word that better describes it, a little junket to Manitoba to meet a buddy, even though we've never met, Kim Newberg. And she's like a concierge and a chauffeur and a hostess and a personal shopper, all rolled into one. She'll be picking me up at the airport, taking me to the hotel, has scheduled long, I don't want to say hard because I'm sure it'll all be fun, long days of activities, shopping, meeting some of her other buddies, looking forward to meet Thelma especially, and Lori, who is a subscriber of mine, and some of the other people whose names we keep hearing about. Okay, maybe I should do this and this next and then worry about the circles. So I kind of want this bottle to almost break the edge of that. I could move everything up a smidge. Okay, I'm going to put the bottle right there. Because, of course, all you see here are the actual prompts. I can add other things as well. In the story that accompanied this drawing, this was, she told the story about somehow this bottle of, I can't remember if it was wine or if it was a liquor of some sort that these friends had brought as a hostess gift, and they didn't drink it immediately, and it was in a cupboard, and then they got invited somewhere or other, and hubby kind of insisted on, well, let's use this, against her better judgment. And then, of course, as you can imagine, probably can't see what I'm doing against that, because I cut so close to the design here, I'm having to just sort of poke away a bit to try to find a way to start peeling this backing off. And to be honest, I can't remember how sticky this actually is, and whoa, and whether or not, doesn't seem particularly, so maybe I should start adding some glue just to give it a little boost. Anyway, so I would say there isn't anyone among us who hasn't regifted something, and you surely hope never to be caught in the act. Okie dokie. So, yeah, she sort of covers up that label, which is unreadable anyway. The vine touches the neck of it, which is a nice look. Just applying a little pressure from the other side. Whoa. Because I'm less likely to accidentally rip off an arm or a leaf or something. Okay, I'd say that's shaping up. Let's figure out what we're doing here. Oh, I sort of was doing a crisscrossing and an angling of these words. Okay, this guy, now we have to do this in order too. Could have used glue stick, I guess. So at the bottom here, and I don't even know how long we've been here. Oh, 36 minutes. Excuse me. I would probably put a sentiment or something there, but of course I didn't know I would need one, a sentiment or a label. So unless I can find one very quickly, I won't do that with you watching, because we've been at this a bit of time already. These circles are 1 1/4 inches in case you are curious. Okay. Whoa. Didn't realize I had enough glue to squeeze out there. Now, typically what I do is very discreetly, let's do that right now. I like this pen so much. Studio Gel 0.5 millimeter. And look, it's almost, one of these days it's going to crap out on me. Okay, let's pull all these guys in. I could do it along here, I guess. What did I say this was? Week. Okay, that was 12, so this has to be 13. Who knows? Maybe I'm even ahead of Caroline, depending when I schedule this video. So I'm saying wild card, bracket page, and then the prompts were fairy, magazine, something round, paper towel, whoops. And did I forget something? Something round, magazine, oh, bottle or jar. Okay. And look, even that little black line there does something. You know what I could do, even though I didn't get a mixed media prompt. I hope I'm not sorry. I'm just going to do a painterly, wavy, artistic line around the edge of this napkin. I don't know. For now, I'll avoid the paint swatch. And of course, you know, if, well, I think this, I was going to talk about me, but I'm sure it's true for any of you watching. We all have other things to do, to get to, whether it's, you know, the duties of daily living, earning a living. You know, a lot of people are retired and are helping out family members with babysitting and, you know, chauffeuring people and kids here and there. Plus other craft room projects that are in the works. So what I was going to say is that a person could spend all day working on one thing, but we all have to get on with it. I think that has added something. Now, the question becomes, I think I'm going to follow the line of the paper towel. And not the outline of the circles necessarily. Now, I'm just going to continue using this pen because it's here and it's handy. Adding kind of like a little fine little drop shadow just around this corner. So we're kind of emphasizing this a bit. Maybe a bit darker here. And again, if it's sort of broken, that looks even more attractive, real, than if it were, you know, like precision. Could do a little bit here as well to ground that bottle a bit. And my lovelies, I think, oh, I said I might look for a sentiment. Keep an open, neat, and strong spirit. That might be kind of cool. That's just sitting in a little bowl I have here. When you stop and look around, life is pretty amazing. That could go up there. You've seen me handle these before. Love what you do what you love. Her wings unfolded. Well, her little wings unfolded. Oh, I've got two of those. Squiggles. Stop and look around. Love what you do. That's another duplicate. This is like a fence post or a butterfly. We have no butterfly in this thing. My butterfly collection. Stop and look around. Her wings unfolded. You are responsible for your own happiness. Start each day. That's kind of good things take time. Introducing another shape that I don't really want. That gray is neither here nor there. be curious. That is probably enough choices to confuse the issue. Imagination will take you everywhere. How amazing to see life unfold. Imagination will take you everywhere. Stay focused and shine. Okay, enough choices, Hazel. Now, where do we most need some definition? I guess up here would be good. It almost seems like we need one of the bolder ones. So bolder could mean bigger, like this, or it could mean something like that, which is going to attract attention because it's dark. We also have, oops, can't pick anything up. It almost seems like we can get away with 2 on this one. What happens if we switch this around? I like the higher contrast at the top. I think I'm going to go with my first 2 choices. Okay. And if you're commenting, and of course I hope you do, because that's what I love, and I know you all are there to please me. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, in the comments, you can just tell me if you agree with my choices here, because, you know, it was a case of considering some options. We could have used that other fairy, and we could have used those candy jars, and we could have used different sentiments in different places. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. Her wings unfolded would have been a good second choice. And voila, we are done. So now, like I said, I'm caught up and or even perhaps ahead. So let's slap this back in the book. Now this yellowy thing, I think this was facing something. Yeah, I think this was facing this page. Now, how does this look? I guess that's okay. That pink ribbon sort of works with it. And this is removable anyway. So, okay, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad I did this with you. Even though I have to say you were pretty quiet when I was asking questions. Just saying. But anyway, thanks for being here. I hope that you choose to take part as well. And we will see you. I'll have so many videos done for you, you won't even know I'm gone. I'm also hoping that we maybe can shoot some, what was it called? The Blair Witch Project, you know, that shaky camera work that almost makes you want to vomit. I hope we can do some handheld video from some of our adventures. And I also Oh, I also want to remind you, well, check out Caroline's challenge. That's one thing. But also, if you haven't already done so, please go to Kim Newberg and subscribe. She's got a push on till the, well, she's got a giveaway, but she also has a push on to hit the 4,000 subscriber mark. So that would be awesome if you could help her get there, because again, I haven't even met her eyeball to eyeball, and already, what week 13, and I already know that she has a heart of gold. So that's the least we can do for her. Plus, of course, it'll be worth your while. Anyway, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.